I'm Savannah McCaskill, and you're watching 110 Football.
Not the outcome we wanted last Sunday, but we go again this weekend.
That's right. We'll get you ready for Angel City's first road game, but first we dive into what happened on Mother's Day against Orlando Pride.
We'll break it all down in hashtag trending.
And we've got a Hollywood-themed class of 22. We'll find out which takes these women think are hot and cold, and answer the question, what is going on with the refereeing?
It might get a little heated.
It's a jam-packed edition of Angels Wear Boots. Welcome everyone to another episode of Angels Wear Boots. This is the show celebrating everything Angel City produced for fans, by fans. I'm Megan Reyes and I'm here with Lauren Sesselmann. Lauren, how are you?
AKA Sess Money, and I'm just here for Sarah's drip.
We all are. That's the only reason we come here. We have Jessica Black. Jess, how are we doing?
I'm good. I wish we were going to be kind of talking about another win, but obviously Angel City had some difficulties against Orlando Pride, but nevertheless, I'm happy to be here with you ladies.
We are going to get into that more. And then last but not least, the drippiest, Sarah Gorden.
Drippiest of all.
That's a word I just made up.
Well, I like it. I'll accept it, yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I just have to answer this question that's already in the chat about my pre-game superstition ritual, and it's yoga, meditation, breath work before every game, just to get that out there right now.
That's great.
That's awesome. Well, just like Daniel T, he put his question in the chat, and it was answered by Sarah very nicely. We would like more of you guys to get in the chat and let us know how you're feeling, comments, questions, all of those things. We love interacting with you guys here at 110 Football. You're a big part of the show, so we want to know what you guys are thinking. Get in that chat box and put your questions down.
And make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep up with all the latest with us.
Okay, so before we get going, some big news here. This show, Angels Wear Boots, is getting an upgrade. Starting next week, we're moving to Mondays at 4 p.m. The show will be more immediate so that you can get your fix that much closer to every Angel City game. We're excited, and we hope you are too. So, Angel City lost their second game of the season last Sunday to Orlando 1-0 after a third-minute goal from Sydney LaRue. Let's talk about that fast start for the team not named Angel City here at the top of hashtag trending. Lauren, what happened?
So let's talk about this.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about this. Okay, so obviously as a player, it's always hard going into that second game. You're coming off that energy high with that sold-out crowd, that amazing crowd that we had the first game. Still had a huge crowd. And, you know, we had a little bit of a rocky start, and then they picked it up in the game. You know, down on the right-hand side, Hammond got outnumbered, and then the cross came in, and Sydney LaRue, she put it away. But you give Sid an inch, she takes a mile. So this game, we need to talk about this because there were some instances in this game for me, especially defensively in the beginning, where, you know, we had a little bit of a breakdown. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, when I watched the game, I just thought that first goal just came from just some simple play from Orlando Pride, and some players weren't being picked up. I don't know if there was some confusion over on our left side of our defense. I know I looked at it and I thought, why didn't Hammond stop the cross? Maybe there was some other breakdowns that led to her maybe not getting close enough to her marker, but it was just a very simple goal. I don't really want to say it was like an Angel City mistake, but it wasn't like a spectacular goal from Orlando Pride. So, I mean, you guys are defenders, Sarah, Lauren, like, if for viewers that were looking at it and said, like, Hammond should have got closer to her mark, what is the defense doing? Is it just the defenders, or is it the rest of the team that also maybe had some culpability in that goal?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that went into the goal. Overall, you know, it's the beginning of the season, these kinds of mistakes happen, but it needs to be a little bit better, and it will get cleaned up as the season goes on. I think, you know, Madison got pulled out in a 2v1. Our 6, Danny Weatherholt, then got pulled out trying to stop the cross, and then it seems like we weren't exactly marking everybody in the box. So, of course, it will get cleaned up as the season goes on. These kinds of things happen at the beginning of the season, especially with an expansion team, and we know that the team is capable of doing it and getting shutouts. I think it was a slow start. The first 15, 20 minutes, you know, we looked to be on our heels a little bit, but I do think we picked it up and got better as the game went on, for sure.
What about Allie Riley? She was a big miss over on as our left back and the captain. Maybe there was a little bit of this is just a new person here on the left-hand side. I thought Jill was so good, but she was doing a lot of last-ditch tackling, almost as if she was like, okay, I need to make sure I cover Hammond a little bit more. Do you think losing Allie Riley's influence, experience, and stuff like that may have had some influence as well back in the back? Or?
Well, I think definitely. I mean, she's the captain. She's such a leader and such a force, and she has such great soccer IQ on the field. And you could definitely tell, you know, Hammond is a phenomenal player. Spencer's been doing a phenomenal job on the outside as well. But you can tell for me, and we were talking about this a little bit before we started the show, it's just when you're having your outside backs, making sure they're giving that option for the center back. And I think that was lacking in the beginning. So where Hammond and Spencer could have maybe leveled off and helped, because defensively, the way that Orlando was playing, they were cutting off all those channels. So it's almost like the fullbacks were hiding. And for me as a center back, I want to see options. So I want my fullbacks not to go away from me. I want them to come to, so I can have that option, and it also will open up that gap and create that channel. So that's one thing for me, but they seem to have gotten better. Like after the 30-minute mark, they seem to have figured it out, closed it down a little bit more, and they didn't have as much attacking prowess. So.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, specifically on the ball. I mean, I want to see, that's one of the things I want to see more from my team is I want to see them build out of the back more. I think we've been shy doing so, and I think this is the time to work on that and really improve on that going forward. And one of those things is really getting, like you said, our outside backs to be options for our center backs, because we're kind of very separated defensively and offensively. So I would definitely like to see more of that as well. And I do think Madison Hammond picked it up 20 minutes in and played very well for the rest of the game.
So Angel City eventually found their sea legs and started to really own the balance of play for the final 60 minutes or so, but couldn't find the equalizer. Angel City has yet to score a lot, including during the Challenge Cup. It's still early, but are there any concerns?
Yeah, I think there are maybe some concerns when you see big names in the attacking positions like Endo, who had such a good game against North Carolina. You also, Kristen Press. You have Savannah McCaskill. These are big names, and so you expect the goals to be coming in. And I have to say, like, every single game that comes by, I'm like, okay, this is going to be the game where we break through. And it looked like we did in our last game, but we kind of reverted back to like a disjointed kind of attack. People weren't really connecting. We were getting into good attacking positions, but not making the right decisions at the right time. We saw like even less shot from Tyler Lucy that was from like halfway, where she had some additional options. So it looked like we clicked and then we unclicked, but it could just be the team just needs to gel and work together a little bit longer.
Let's talk about that. You just mentioned Tyler Lucy. Love her as a player. She works her butt off. But taking those kind of shots when you have those type of players in front of you, maybe a better option. But having taken those, as a coach, you're always in your ear, you're always in the player's ear, being like, take those shots, take those opportunities. And since they were down, she just thought maybe. And but when you have those attacking options up front, do you think that those were good chances or ideas,
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like maybe you're down and you want to get your team on the front foot, and so you're like, it's up to me. But I also think that's just a little bit of nervousness as well, because if you're calm, you look up and you see your players around you, and so I'm not sure. It just feels like the team is on the edge of doing something good, on the edge of scoring goals, on the edge of being able to break through, but we don't make the right decision at the right time, and it looked like the game against Orlando Pride was just very similar to that. Not to mention that we did score a goal. Kristen Press did have a goal, and it was called offsides, and when you need a goal and you don't get it, it kind of deflates you as well. And I guess we'll talk about the refereeing and whether or not that was actually offside, but I mean, it just looks like we need more time, more patience.
Yeah, I mean, I personally am not concerned. I feel like our attack is so strong. We have so many options. And honestly, like, we already see them getting into these difficult positions and having great chances, which that's usually those like small pass connections and movements are usually what take a long time to form. And we already see that happening. So I have no concern with that. LAFC O'Clock, he agrees with me about building out of the back. He wants to see a little bit more of it. And that's still what I'm a little bit stuck on. I would just love to see more connection back to front. And I think that, we were talking about it before the show. I think, you see Vanessa finding great passes into the midfield, even into our nines, more towards half field. We want to see more of that from the back. Let's build back to front and not always play big, because the team is more than capable of doing so. Like, we have great spouts of connection and passes and movement.
Somebody that I'm really impressed with, even though we haven't seen a lot of her, is Simone Charlie, though. I do think that she's somebody that presents a different type of look to the front line, and I would like to see her maybe used a little bit more.
Yeah.
But like Endo had a very good game against North Carolina, I thought Simone Charlie kind of had her game, even though we lost the game. I mean, how do you think we can use Simone Charlie a little bit more?
I feel like Simone Charlie is built for this league.
Yeah.
She's fast, she's smart, she knows what she's doing. She loves to go 1v1. She can get behind defenders. And honestly, I played against her when I played in Chicago and she played at Portland. Like, guys, like, she puts you under a lot of pressure and really fast. So she's built for this league. And I feel like she was dealing with an injury. We're definitely gonna see more of her as the season goes on, and it will definitely be to the benefit of our team.
Yeah, because I mean, then you have Press that slides out and she gets that left-footed shot. I mean, she takes players on. She's a scary. I love Kristen Press. She's a scary player. She will take shots anywhere, and they're great shots. So, but when Charlie came on, it definitely changed the dynamic, and she's a phenomenal player. I'm looking forward to really watching her play this season. So.
Yeah, and so despite the loss, Angel City showed great resilience, as we mentioned, but have we seen enough to determine whether this match was just a new team continuing to gel, first match hangover, or maybe a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's hard to tell right now. It's such early days. I don't think you can really look at anything and consider it a pattern or anything like that, because we saw a team come out so well against North Carolina and then have a not so great game the next. So I think we just have to wait a little bit longer and see if things become a persistent pattern, maybe until like mid-season, then you can look at it and be like, oh yeah, maybe we have some things to work on. But I tend to err on the side of we just need to gel.
Yeah, I mean, it's still just 2 games in the regular season. I mean, when I played for Sky Blue, we lost like so many games in the beginning. We had a rough start, and then we ended up winning the championship. So it just takes time to gel when there's different moving parts and injuries and everything that comes in play. And you have to see Hammond stepping in. She only played a couple games, a couple appearances last year. She's still new and raw and young. These are young players. Jasmine Spencer sliding into a fullback position, you know, that's not really her typical position. You know, I like what I see, and I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I feel like we talked a lot after the first game, the first win, about the atmosphere and the energy, and of course that impacts a player. And at some point you're gonna have a small letdown game. Of course it's disappointing to see against Orlando, but there's just little things, you know, that we all see that we'd like, you know, relationships to continue to build, and one of those being between the outside backs and the wingers, making sure that they're not in the same zone 1 and zone 2, kind of staying out of each other's way, but still finding the ball and playing off each other. I think that's a relationship on both sides of the field that I would love to see continue to grow.
So John Jackson in the chat said, you know, brings up the 2 botched offside calls. Do you think that could be a factor in, you know, deflating the team's resilience?
I think when you're struggling for goals and you get one, and then it's a suspect call, or you're not sure, or you're so sure it was a goal and then it's called away, I do think it can deflate a team that's not real, doesn't really have that rhythm of knowing, okay, if we don't get a goal, we can still rebound. We haven't had a game yet, I don't think, where we've, you know, gone behind and then had like a resounding comeback type of thing. So if they don't know that they can come back, it might have just deflated them. Like, this was our one chance to get back into the game, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Obviously, it's all part of the adversity of the game, and at some point, you know, they will break that barrier and come back and then build that confidence, but we're still waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
So we're here in LA, where studios make movies about people's lives all the time. Do you know what those are called?
Bioptics or something like that? Is that what it is? I don't know.
They're biopics.
Biopic.
I was close.
You were close. Biopics, fun fact. So we asked Angel City players who they would want to star as them in the movie about their lives. Here are their answers in another class of 22.
Amanda Bynes. Jennifer Lopez. Rachel McAdams. She's one of my favorite actresses, so I mean, I'd be honored. But I mean, Natalie Portman.
Melissa McCartney in Bridesmaids. I'm definitely her in that.
I think her name's Marseille Martin.
She's married to Ryan Gosling. What's her name? Blake Lively.
Blake Lively, because she's one of my favorites. She's way taller than me, but whatever.
My favorite actress right now is Zendaya.
I always say Zendaya.
Zendaya.
I don't know. I just saw Jessica Chastain play Tammy Faye Baker, and she was incredible. So if she could do her justice, she could probably do me justice.
So Dee Dee's answers so far have been my favorite out of all of these. And Danny, I feel like the Natalie comment might have been, you know, your boss, but that's fine. We'll go with it. So Sarah, you already said Zendaya, but Lauren and Jess, who would you have play?
I guess I'll go with Sky Jackson. She's like,
I can see that.
But me as like a kid, like probably playing soccer growing up kind of thing, because she couldn't play me now. Like, what is she, 18 or something like that? So yeah, that's what I'll go with.
I get a lot of people that say I look like Ashley Benson or Margot Robbie when I usually have my blonde hair. So I will take those because they are amazing. And they're hot.
Can we just talk about how Carrie picked J-Lo? Like,
yes. Yeah, I love that.
I think she looks like J-Lo.
Yeah, J-Lo. I loved it. And also, can we talk about that they got the wrong Ryans for Blake Lively? They said Ryan Gosling.
I said Ryan Gosling. I was like, Eva Mendes?
No, yeah. I was like, it's not Blake Lively. It's Ryan Reynolds, guys. Come on.
But I mean, it's not that hard to get them mixed up.
No, I know. They're both
And I followed
fine,
my train of thought because I said Blake Lively. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Let's continue with some fun and play a game that will force our expert panelists to be judges. It's time for hot or cold. It's simple. I will read a statement and they asked me, they begged me, but they don't know what they are. So once I read it, you will have to tell us if it's a hot take or a cold take. So you've got emojis in front of you to hold up, fire, and ice cube. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, topic 1. Kristen Press is better on the wing than through the middle.
Oh. Can we just say everywhere? So she's Liddy everywhere.
She's just hot. Like, it is what it is.
You put her anywhere. You could probably put her at fullback and she would thrive. So I think so.
She wouldn't want to do all that defending.
She wouldn't want to do the defending, but she would be good. Okay, well, I'm just saying that's just how talented she is.
Okay. Next topic. When totally healthy, Angel City's best 11 does not include Tyler Lucy.
Guys,
She says
I'm not commenting on this.
I'll comment on this one. There will be no repercussions for me. So what I would just say is that I do think that Simone Charlie has a say in the starting lineup if everybody is completely fit. I could see a front four that has Simone Charlie in it and maybe Tyler Lucy not in it. That being said, it doesn't matter because Tyler Lucy is a very good player and like you need competition for places, but I could see it, you know, so I would say maybe Simone Charlie comes in and Tyler Lucy is the jump off the bench type of player.
Is it a hot or
It's
cold?
really hard for me because I think they're two different types of players. And I think it just depends on who you're playing against. I don't know. I think
reaction.
I don't know.
I mean, there really are so many options for the front line. So I mean, it's a great problem to have.
Yeah,
it could be anyone's.
Yes,
anyone's to take.
That's what I'll go with because I mean, it just could be who was on fire that week in practice.
Okay.
So I mean, you see so much interchanging in this league. So I like both players. They both bring different elements to the game. So I can't really pick that. I'm so sorry.
I like this comment from John. When you've got 5 subs in 90, the best 11 is really 16.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on to the third one. Angel City will need to score first to win most games. Hot take or cold take? She just trying to mix it up.
Well, I mean, we just kind of talked about it. You know, when you're a team that doesn't really have that muscle memory of being able to come from behind, you may need to go ahead and score first and then be solid defensively. So I do think that might be the case for Angel City right now until they get a couple of those comeback wins. So I think it's a good take. It's fine.
No, I think it's a good take.
Oh no, I just saw you put the cube and then you switch. So I thought you were trying to do the different one.
I'm just coming from like the player like mentality of like the hunger, like after you get scored on. I mean, you saw that they probably should have had that goal that Press scored, but I don't know. I don't know, Sarah, what do you think?
I think that because I'm on the team, I would never, ever, wait.
This one, we had this one.
I would never call that a hot take, ever. I do think as far as the transition of the league, you know, that's something that we could still improve upon, defensive transition, but cold take. Next.
Okay. Last one. Oh.
Oh, God.
We did not know what these were before.
They really didn't know what these were. And I didn't write them, so. The most pressing upgrade in NWSL is refereeing.
Most pressing upgrade.
That's the hottest take of the year.
All right, let's talk about it. Who wants to go first?
I'm not gonna go in just yet, but that's a part of my stoppage time, but absolutely.
Look, I'm always fighting with refs. I don't ever like refs, but I know I shouldn't say that out loud because we need them. But
yeah,
it needs some work.
It needs to improve. I mean,
yeah,
we know, how our game is growing in the U.S. and the refereeing is really the one thing that's been holding us back a little bit. Look at this. This was not called a PK, even though Sam Staub slid from behind and took her ankles out. Like, some of these things just don't really make sense to me. I understand we don't have VAR, but I think we should have common sense. So let's grow referees. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's talk about Bethany.
Bethany Balcer comes out and basically says, with the angles that the referee had and the still shots, he could not see whether or not that ball had went over the line, and they called it a goal. And when she asked him about it, he said, you know what? It's just a goal. In a low-scoring game, it's not just a goal. Like,
I mean, we're professionals. This is our career. It's not just a goal.
Yeah.
So
We don't. We're here for fun every day.
Exactly.
We want to win. We're competitive.
It's a mess.
It's not a goal.
Here.
It's not a goal. Yeah, exactly. That's definitely a red card too on the hatch.
Yeah, and honestly, like there's players within the league. If you're in the league or playing the league, there's certain players who are known to foul in certain ways because they get away with it. So if you're not calling that PK on Sam Staub, like that's a problem because you should be setting precedent.
Yeah, it encourages
what we allow.
Yep.
Exactly. Our chat's definitely chiming in here on the ref take. More obvious a take than hot. I was amazed at the officiating issues on Sunday. John says reffing in VAR. The ref last night at the Galaxy Open Cup match, I've seen at NWSL matches.
Yeah. Someone needs to improve reffing somehow. Not sure it's training or VAR or what, because even great refs have bad days. And it just, we all are at the same point of like it needs to improve, but there needs to be steps in order to improve it. And I think people need to talk more because it's just not good enough.
I have actually one thing to add. So Christina Unkel, who's like one of the main refs that always comes on it and, lays it all on the line for us. And I was watching her on CBS and she was talking about Champions League and how refs are told and trained to call different stuff in different types of tournaments and different types of settings. And I was like, that's so messed up.
It's weird.
It's so messed up.
That is, just call the game for what it is.
Just call the game. We should get Christina Unkel on this show because I would like to talk to her.
Do you think she wants to come on the show after what we just said?
I don't know, but I
think let's get Christina on the show. She's nice.
She's great though.
She's
she
great.
really lays it out, and I would like to talk to her about 2012.
We just want to talk.
And how I should have been in the goal.
All right, Lauren. We understand 2012 was a difficult time, but let's talk about a better time and do a little bit of a palate cleanser now that we've done some hot and cold takes here. Lauren and I actually had the chance to be a part of a Dizzy PK challenge. And all I'm going to say before we watch this video is don't try this at home, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey guys, welcome to another skill challenge here on 110 Football. My name is Jessica. I'm your host / expert. I have Lauren Sesselmann here. She's going to be our pro, as well as Chris Barris. He's our influencer / fan. On this skill challenge, we're going to be spinning around this podium 10 times, making ourselves really, really dizzy, and then taking PKs. We're going to do 5 of those, and whoever makes the most wins the challenge. I'm all about quiet confidence here. Insecurities be loud as hell. I'm here, quiet confidence. I'll let these two finish it up with all the crap talk.
Think you got ooh,
Nothing needs to be said. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Keep going faster. 8, 9, 10. Don't trip. A little jog. Oh my gosh, if he's struggling. Yes. Woo! No, you hit my phone. Yes. Oh, nice shot. Woo. You're taking too long to kick that shot. Let it go. Cameron.
Good job, Jess.
Yo! Try not to laugh.
Jess, you good?
Your facial
Good job.
expression.
3 fingers.
4.
Good.
I got 4. I'm tied with him. I told you. No problem. I'm good. Good.
Yeah, go, Lauren. Let's go. Where's she at? She's out. Bro. Let's go. Oh! That's the only one he caught. Go. Lauren's on the floor. Let's go. Hey! Score, Lauren. Good job, Lauren. Go.
Not easy.
Go. Don't stop. Come on, let's keep playing. Hey! Go. Last one, Lauren. Last one. You got this, though. She's drunk, guys.
All right, you guys, we are tired of spinning. We don't know if we'll survive, and we don't want to be here all night, so we're going to do a different challenge to just finish this off.
Yep.
Chris and I are going to do a crossbar challenge, and if he hits it in 2, I have 2 or less to match him. That's how we're going to do it this time. Are you ready, Chris?
I'm ready.
All right, let's
do
do
this.
it. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Didn't hit anything.
I'm a sore loser, so no, I'm not happy about it, but Chris, influencer Chris, he did it.
Thank you guys so much.
He didn't wipe the floor with us like he said he was going to, but
Hey, dub is dub.
Thank you guys for watching 110 YouTube channel Skills Challenge. If you guys like this type of content, let us know. Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Jessica, I'm your host, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so
And Lauren is still dizzy.
yeah, I couldn't do this not dizzy. And there's a reason I didn't play college or professionally, so I'm not one to judge, but that is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was
The way you would spin and then like kind of hold the ball forward.
Those like that, the couple seconds right after and trying to put the ball down was harder than anything.
Yeah.
Like I really was very dizzy.
And this is why I play in the back line.
Okay, but the goalkeeping, can we talk about that? 'Cause we're gonna need
Cameron
more.
let Chris
We're gonna-
win. I just want to say that.
It looked like it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I
Great
want a
challenge.
rematch.
I would never do it again. Don't ask me to do it again.
All
I
right.
would like to be there, not to participate. But to
I think
watch.
Megan should do it
Nope.
next time.
Yeah, I think so. All right, you guys make sure you leave your comments and questions in the chat. And do we have any more that we could answer?
Or anything to
I
talk
mean, just
about.
got John Jackson has some great insight here on a lot of different things. We agree with a lot of things you're saying.
Somebody asked
What was
us
the
which
one you asked?
which NWSL city has the best food?
Oh, I'm hungry. Let's talk about it.
I'm a foodie.
Let's talk about it.
Have you been to all the NWSL cities?
I've never been to Louisville.
Yeah, I haven't been there either.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Or I actually haven't been to Houston.
I don't know, but KC, when I played in KC, barbecue, I tried every single barbecue spot looking for the cornbread.
Oh, I do like that.
That was like,
Sarah, what are your favorite?
Chicago.
Okay, I should have
well, I agree.
But
I
also
agree.
have no bias.
Houston has good food. New York has
Yes.
good food.
Midwest
if you
all
like
day.
greasy, fat, which I would love.
Yeah, Midwest all day, baby. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And then the Voodoo Donuts in Portland. That would be like something we would always get when we go there. Do you get the donuts when you guys go?
Yeah, and they had like the inappropriate donuts.
Yeah, the
Those are my
inappropriate one.
favorite.
It's just fun to. Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah,
My hot take is voodoo's overrated.
It is a little.
it is.
They're always
long line.
Okay.
They are
Line.
kind of
always
stale. They are kind of stale. They
Really?
look nice, but they're kind of stale. I can take you to
It's
other
more for the
donut
fun.
places that are actually Krispy Kremes. Sorry,
They're
it's better than
fire.
Voodoo.
Krispy
The
Kreme.
chocolate cake.
We're gonna rate Krispy Kreme above voodoo?
Let's do
Absolutely.
a
Wait, guys,
donut
do right
tasting.
donuts in Chicago. You have to. It's the best donut I've ever.
But I can take
Had
you
that.
to a better
Yeah.
place than Voodoo. Like that's not Krispy Kreme as
In
well.
Portland?
In New York,
Oh, I thought we were talking about in Portland. Okay.
Voodoo is just
What city should NWSL think about for the next expansion team?
somewhere in Northern California.
Bay Area.
Atlanta.
Alexis Ohanian, you guys know him, obviously.
Obviously.
obviously Mr. Serena Williams. So, he was actually on Twitter talking about this exact thing, and he was like, where should the next NWSL team be? And he actually suggested Northern California to add like another rival in California. I think that would just be so cool, like South versus North.
That was supposed to be in the plan, wasn't it, originally?
Like
and
that.
then San Diego. It was Sacramento, it turned into San Diego.
Yeah.
Miami is another great place, I feel.
Miami, I would come out of retirement. I mean, I'm almost 40, but I would
call her.
Start working out. Call me.
Did you guys not see her? You guys call her.
I still got some skills in me, but I will say, Sarah just said Atlanta. I played in Atlanta when it was the WPS. It was so much fun.
Really?
It was probably my all-time, besides Kansas City, my all-time favorite city that I played in.
Atlanta's a great city. That's where I.
KC was so. Our team was really good though.
Yeah.
That's probably why I enjoyed it.
Really
we were
good.
bomb.
But
awesome.
in Atlanta, we had like all the top players, and we could just not get our stuff together. You know.
Sarah, you got a Chicagoan in the chat.
I agree with Sarah.
Yes, Chris.
About what, Chris?
Former Chicagoan.
Everything?
Food.
That it's like
everything.
Oh, about the food.
What do you guys have beyond the weird pizza that's not?
The pizza's not even
right.
If you are
Not
from
right.
Chicago, you don't eat that pizza.
Oh,
really? You have tavern style, and then Harold's, so good if you like chicken wings.
Portillo's.
Portillo's! They have one here now. Oh, sorry, I got so excited. I forgot.
She almost jumped out of her seat.
And I said the name incorrectly, but Portillo's has the best chocolate cake you will ever eat in your entire life.
It's really good, but their cheese fries are even better.
Okay, Sarah, so real quick, before we move on
X.
from pizza, because I'm hungry, is deep dish a pizza?
It is a
It's a casserole.
but like people do not, this is the hot take of it, everyone. Let me hold up my fire sign. People from Chicago people from Chicago do not eat deep dish pizza. We have tavern style pizza.
I don't understand what that is.
What is that?
It's just like not thin crust, but it's not.
So it's
Normal.
thick.
Look it up,
It's
guys.
not thick, but it's thick.
It's normal, just like normal pizza.
I do have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you dip your pizza in ranch?
I have, but I mean like bad pizza.
If you guys want to know why Sarah just laughed out of control like that out of nowhere, it's because Jason, our producer, said something.
Jason's
And
wild.
Gross. Moving on. Everybody
awesome.
in Wisconsin has ranch with their pizza.
You guys have a dairy problem in Wisconsin.
You have a lot of problems in Wisconsin.
Your most famous food dish is cheese curds.
Okay,
At least you know what that
don't
is.
hate on
curds.
cheese curds, okay?
All right. I'm actually really hungry, so we're going to go ahead and move on before we go down a rabbit hole. So we're almost out of time, but before we go have some lunch and cheese curds, we have to let our panel speak directly to you about something that's on their mind, whatever it is. It's stoppage time. Sarah, you're up first. She's got about 5 of them, so we'll find out what it is.
I have 5, but I settled on the most important stoppage time today, which is my girl, Midge Purse. Love you, Midge, but you was talking some shit, okay? And I saw what you said. She said, you know, that she loved our opening game. It was very Kardashian-y, but it's, you know, the energy that every NWSL player deserves. But then she said, and here's her tweet, look at the end. She said something along the lines of, I can't wait to kick their ass when I can't wait to kill Angel City at home. Which, first of all, Midge, I gotta ask, if I was playing, would you say that? Because you know we be going tick for tack back there, okay? I don't know if you would say that. But nevertheless, my team, they mark the calendars, they're ready for the game, and when I'm back on the field, I cannot wait. I cannot wait till you guys come to visit us too.
It's OV. Purse. It's OV.
I love
Over.
it.
Oh.
We're like,
It's over. Angel City, coming in.
Lauren is very spicy today.
It's called No Sleep, guys. I just got in from London. And my stoppage time, this is something I'm actually really excited about. Is that Louisville was the first to do it. Now Portland Thorns have started suit. I'm on the wrong camera, I'm so sorry. Have followed suit in announcing that they're going to be offering free fertility services for the players. They partner with U.S. Fertility to provide education and fertility care options to club's players and their families. This is huge, especially as a former player. I want to freeze my eggs. It costs a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they are offering this service, and especially the education around it, because for me, the education, I'm learning a lot right now about it, which I wish I knew a long time ago. So I think it's pretty special.
Yeah, it's in their best interest, like we talked about, because a lot of us want to have kids or I already have a kid, but, have more kids start families, and that means we have to take time off playing soccer. And so that option is amazing, and it makes you, feel better about your future of starting a family.
I think it's great, too, that the team is in partnership with it, because not only is there the process and the education and the financial, but then also what a lot of people don't realize is there's a long recovery time afterwards also. So when your team is involved and is understanding in that process, it's just really in the best interest for all the players.
Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't have to choose. I mean, a lot of times women have to choose between their careers and having a family and things like that. And it's no different for women who play sports. And so I just like the opportunity not to have to choose. I think that's big.
Yeah. So you're up.
Oh, so it's me. Okay,
you're up.
All right, so like I was talking about earlier, I didn't want to go too far in, but now I'm going all the way in, okay? So, two-footed tackle.
Which would be called a red card.
That should be a red card if we had good refereeing. Okay, so the refereeing is just not up to standard. It's just not. And so I, for one, I'm frustrated that every single week we have these games with high quality, players giving their all, and all we can talk about is the refereeing decisions at the end of the day. The Challenge Cup final, that's a huge opportunity, not only for you to stamp your, not only to play well, but to win money, right? And you can see there's a tackle here from Ashley Hatch on Ursig. And I mean, it's like a rib breaking challenge. And then Caroline, this is a tackle by Sam Staub on her. That went out for a corner, not a foul, not a penalty, not a red card, not anything. And we later found out that there was disciplinary action against Ashley Hatch for her high boot. But why wasn't that called as a red card before? Why did it have to get to a fine? Why is Caroline she had to go off in this game. This is early on in the season. That could have ended her season just there with that tackle, and there's nothing that was done by the referee. And I just feel like every week we're talking about something like this. Even last week with the handball in the semifinals, everything is just too much. And even in the Angel City game, it was a very suspect call to call Kristen Press's goal offside. It just was it looked very, very close. So for me, I just feel this is a professional league with high quality, high level athletes playing. No matter if it's male or female, whatever, women deserve the exact same level of refereeing as men would overseas. It's just not right. And I understand it costs funding, you have to invest, but why are the women getting less, not as good refereeing? I just don't understand it, and I'm tired of talking about it. I want to talk about how good Caroline is, how good Dabinia is, how good Kristen Press is, how good the defending from Gilles is. I want to talk about the referee. I don't want to know their name. But every week I'm looking up the name and I'm like, okay, Katia Koroleva, you were crap. You weren't good.
Called out. Do you think she should be fined?
I think she should be fined instead of the player, because the player should have been she should have been reprimanded on the field and given a red card for it. Obviously that would have hurt her because she wouldn't have been able to play in the next game, whatever. But still, now she's being fined, but what happened to the referee? And in the end of the day, I just feel like women deserve better, the game deserves better, and that should not be a storyline every week. I guess that's just my thing.
No, I mean, I think the whole adage of protect our players goes, it transcends.
Yeah, you don't want that precedent set that, you can get away with, kicking somebody in the ribs or almost ending somebody's career before it starts with a leg breaker tackle. And these things happen, but you tend to see it get worse and worse and worse if it's not taken care of early. So yeah, that's just me. I don't like the refereeing almost being taken as a practice, in the NWSL. It's this is where you learn how to referee. Nah, they should have the same levels. And I know it's complicated. I know there's politics involved and money and all that kind of stuff, but women deserve the same level of refereeing as everybody else, and it's just not good enough for me.
So obviously there's only so much that maybe Sarah is willing to comment on, but Lauren or Sarah, do you all have thoughts on?
I pretty much said that the refs suck, so I think everyone knows my stance.
I said that last week.
Pretty much. But I keep seeing that the MLS has equally poor refs, and someone just said that in the comments, and I keep hearing that too. So I don't necessarily think it. Honestly, it's just annoying. And then sometimes I go to Twitter and I see the play over, and then people will be arguing the Sam Staub play, oh well, she got the ball. Guys,
she did not get the ball.
Referees, everyone tune in. You cannot take someone's legs out to get a ball. That's a foul. Can we just all
If you
agree?
get the ball before you take her out, then it's not a foul.
Right. Maybe, but sometimes that's even still a foul.
That's true.
Well, not in this league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so yeah.
It is a pro problem, so maybe me saying like women should have the same level of refereeing is not quite correct. I think in regards to this conversation, it's compounded. The refereeing, just the standard of even the coverage and everything just all together. I don't feel like the women's game is taken as serious. So
the abuse of coaches.
Yeah, everything. So when I say it's like women should, maybe it's not correct in this particular scenario, but for me, the women's game just needs to be put on a different level. Even if that means that the MLS get better refs, I need it to be the same. I need to be looking at the same product, and I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing horrible non-calls and calls week in, week out.
Take him to ref court.
Take them to ref court. That's a great stoppage time, y'all. So remember that both Angels Wear Boots and LAFC 360 are available as audio podcasts as well. Just search 110 Football on your app of choice. It's that simple. And we've got more content here at 110 Football continuing Saturday as Jess will join Vince LaRosa for another 110 Football watch party as LAFC travels to Colorado. That starts at 12:40 p.m. Pacific. Then on Monday, LAFC 360 will go deeper into that match and prep you for the midweek match against Austin FC. And as we mentioned earlier in the show, Angels Wear Boots is moving to Monday. We'll be live at 4 p.m. Pacific here on the 110 Football YouTube channel. That will be our home going forward. All right, this was fun. Everyone, thank you for joining. Ladies, until next time.
Until next time.
Until next time.
It's
this is amazing, guys.
Cess money out.
Hopefully next week we're not talking about refereeing. I want to talk about goals and fun and wins.
I win.
Yeah, hopefully.
Bye,
See you
everyone.
Monday, guys.
We might have nothing to talk about if the refs are job.
Follow 110 Football and subscribe to this channel.